Good morning, everybody, and this is your DAX day trade setup for today. So pretty much still in the range. Nothing really happened yesterday. The one thing that has happened is that we have rejected the 155 EMA. That's at 15,428. So bit of an inside bar, but that's a range bar. So there's nothing really on offer there. Oscillators at the moment are sort of drifting down to the bottom, and you can see the last time that happened, we had a bit of consolidation left, but there was a great opportunity to buy into that. So if we start moving down through the time frames, there's nothing there on the 3 hour. That's sideways, tails to the upside, tails to the downside. That big confusion, big gap to the downside, big gap to the upside. Where do we go? And that's kind of what you're seeing in price action at the moment. The traders are not really knowing which direction to go into. And when that happens, I typically sit on the sides. So sideways yesterday as well. I have no real reason to be trading this. 1500 has held, so we have got a daily close. Ignore that bar, but we do have a daily close above the 1500. But I think for me, 15 minutes, and I'm looking for a break of this range. You can see a bit of an inverse head and shoulders forming here as well. So we can get above this 15,378 and hold it. So break, come back and retest. Then there is potentially an opportunity to start chasing the gap to the upside. These weekly gaps are very, very strong. So that's kind of a 50-50 trade for me at the moment. Risk to reward is 100 points. Well, risk is 100 points, reward is massive, either way. So I think for me at the moment, the overall trend could be changing at the moment. We are below the 155. And remember, the 155 is my trend indicator. So we're there below it on the daily. We are definitely below it on the 3 hour and a crossover. So the big question is there a move up to come and test the breakdown and then a continuation to come and tackle this gap? Or are we just going to come down straight away, tackle the gap, find some support lower down, and then look for the opportunities to buy back into it? The bottom of range as well. So kind of a 50-50 trade. If you look at the 15-minute, I'd want to see moving average crossover, and I want to see a break and retest before starting to look at that. But there is potential for a pretty strong breakout to the upside. We have held quite high above the previous close, so we basically 200 points, 1.5% up above Friday's close at the moment. So yeah, it's all up to the politicians at the moment. Whatever noise they start making and whatever decisions they make is going to impact this one way or another. So I'm still kind of sit on hands. I want to see a clear break and retest for a move to the upside, but this gap does bug me. So I'd be very cautious about that, taking that trade. Anyway, those of you that are on the lower time frame that are trading, you'll obviously see a little bit more structure forming, and you can see sideways down. This is the US market, but a few little gaps down on the bottom as well on the 5 minute. But look at that, we just in amongst the moving averages. So even on the 5 minute, there's no real structure. That's sideways, which means we need to stay away from it. Okay. Anyway, so I'm looking for the moving average to start pointing up or down in a direction and indicating where we need to go. And then we'll look at the 15-minute to see what our targets are to the downside or the upside. At the moment, we're sideways, so we'll wait for that breakout before taking that trade. Okay, hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.